are watching CVR English News. This is Lana Patel. Welcome to World News. Now let's get into the details. President Donald Trump expressed deep disappointment in Elon Musk after the tech billionaire criticized the publication-backed One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Musk condemned that bill for its $3 trillion deficit increase and the removal of electric vehicle tax credits. Trump, in response, accused the Musk of Trump syndrome, suggesting he was misinformed about the bill's content. Musk denied prior knowledge of the bills and accused Trump of ingratitude.
Thank you, Mr. President. The criticism that I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen, regarding Elon Musk and your big, beautiful bill, what's your reaction to that? Do you think it in any way hurts passage in the Senate, which, of course, what is you're seeking?
Well, look, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. It's the biggest cut in the history of our country. We've never cut. It's about 1.6 trillion in cuts. It's the biggest tax, you would say. All of the things that we're doing, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And, Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and, which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. And, they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles. And they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And, Elon knew this from the beginning. He knew it for a long time ago. That's been in there. I would say, JD, that hasn't changed. That's been right from the beginning. Mr. Secretary, that hasn't changed at all, right from the beginning. He wanted, and rightfully, he recommended somebody from, that he, I guess, knew very well. I'm sure he respected him, but to run NASA, and I didn't think it was appropriate. And he happened to be a Democrat, like totally Democrat. And I say, look, we won. We get certain privileges, and one of the privileges, we don't have to appoint a Democrat. NASA is very important. We have great people. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President. The criticism that I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen, regarding Elon Musk and your big, beautiful bill, what's your reaction to that? Do you think it in any way hurts passage in the Senate, which, of course, what is you're seeking?
Well, look, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. It's the biggest cut in the history of our country. We've never cut. It's about 1.6 trillion in cuts. It's the biggest tax, you would say. All of the things that we're doing, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And, Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and, which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. And, they're having a
On June 6, 2025, Russia launched a massive missile and drone assault on Kiev, killing at least 4 people and injured 20 others. The attack damaged critical infrastructure, including metro and railway lines. Workers swiftly began repairs, reopening affected metro station within hours. The strike was reported in retaliation of Ukraine's Operation White Web, with targeting Russia bombers. Despite ongoing peace talks, hostilities were intensified, prolonging the 3-year conflict.
А вот я ж думаю, смотрите дальше метки. Сергей Николаевич, метки. Да вот я ж думаю, смотрите дальше метки. Сергей Николаевич, метки.
Asia Mosque in the Jerusalem. According to Muslim tradition, Eid al-Adha commemorates a sacrifice Ibrahim, known for the Christianity and Jews as Abraham, was born to make by killing his son before the angel Gabriel interrupted and offered him a sheep to sacrifice instead. Thousands of Muslim worshippers gathered at AI Azhar Grand Mosque in Jakarta to perform Eid al-Adha prayers. Despite economic challenges affecting the festival mood, the congregation remained steadfast in their devotion. The mosque, accommodating up to 13,000 worshippers, hosted the prayers in alignment with the Organization of Islamic Corporations guidelines. Following the wafak at Afasika, Saudi Arabia, the event emphasized the empathy and solidarity with fellow Muslims, particularly those in Palestine.
Allahu Akbar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. وإذ يرفع إبراهيم القواعد من البيت الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وإذ يرفع إبراهيم القواعد من البيت الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وإذ يرفع إبراهيم القواعد من الله أكبر
Japan's Princess Kako, the niece of Emperor Narita, arrives at Abhirpur Park in Sao Paulo during her official visit to Brazil. Princess Kako of Akisho, niece of Emperor Narito, embarked on an official visit to Brazil to commemorate the 130th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Japan and Brazil. During her visit to Sao Paulo's Ibirapora Park, she paid tribute to early Japanese immigrants by laying flowers at the memorial. The princess also toured the Japanese pavilion, a traditional structure built in 1954 as a symbol of friendship between the two nations. She participated in a cherry tree planting ceremony, expressing a desire to return during the cherry blossom season.
Que isso? Olha que não vou falar nada.
Sakura florescendo. Que isso? Olha que não vou falar nada.
Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy has his wife, former First Lady Carla Bruni, were among the distinguished guests at the Ailes Palace of the state dinner honoring Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva during his official visit to France. Also in advance were actor Vincent Cassel and Bernard Arnault, CEO of luxury conglomerate LVMH. The event underscored the strengthening of diplomatic ties between France and Brazil.
Président. Voilà, s'il vous plaît.
Président!
Vélo. S'il te plaît, Kevin. Attendez. Merci. Stop, attendez. Ouais, parapluie, levez-le. Merci, Gérard. Ouais, parfait. Vous êtes bien. Merci.
Si j'ai collé un, c'est nickel. Hein.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has commended the Israel's military action in Gaza, revealing that over 220 UN RFWA staff members were killed in 2024, the highest death toll in UN history. He emphasized that many of these individuals were killed while providing humanitarian aid or seeking refuge. Guterres called for the full accountability and criticized the failure of protection mechanisms, highlighting the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza.
Some were killed delivering life-saving aid, others alongside their families, others while shielding the vulnerable. The sacrifice of all 168 of our fallen colleagues everywhere, humanitarians, peacekeepers, peacemakers, is a tragedy. And to the world I say, we will not grow numbed into suffering. We will not accept the killing of UN personnel. We will not accept the killing of humanitarians, journalists, medical workers, or civilians as the new normal anywhere and under any circumstances. There must be no room for impunity. Some were killed delivering life-saving aid, others alongside their families, others while shielding the vulnerable. The sacrifice of all 168 of our fallen colleagues everywhere, humanitarians, peacekeepers, peacemakers, is a tragedy. And to the world I say, we will not grow numbed into suffering. We will not accept the killing of UN personnel. We will not accept the killing of humanitarians, journalists, medical workers, or civilians as the new normal anywhere and under any circumstances. There must be no room for impunity. Some were killed delivering life-saving aid, others alongside their families, others while shielding the vulnerable. The sacrifice of all 168 of our fallen colleagues everywhere, humanitarians, peacekeepers, peacemakers, is a tragedy. And to the world I say, we will not grow numbed into suffering. We will not accept the killing of UN personnel. We will not accept the killing of humanitarians, journalists, medical workers, or civilians as the new normal anywhere and under any circumstances. There must be no room for impunity. Some were killed delivering life-saving aid, others alongside their families, others while shielding the vulnerable. The sacrifice of all 168 of our fallen colleagues.
In a recent Oval Office meeting, President Donald Trump told Germany's new Chancellor Friedrich Merz as D-Day, the June 6, 1944, alleged invasion of Nazi-occupied France was not a great day for Germany. Merz corrected him, stating that the day marked Germany's liberation from Nazi dictatorship. The convention, also touched on the Ukraine conflict and US foreign policy, highlighted tensions between the two leaders.
Measures and for instruments to bring this terrible war to an end. And may I remind you that we are having June 6 tomorrow. This is D-Day anniversary, when the Americans once ended a war in Europe. And I think this is in your hand in specific, in ours.
That was not a pleasant day for you?
No, that was not a pleasant...
This was not a great
in the
day.
long run, Mr. President, this was the liberation of my country from Nazi dictatorship.
That's true. That's true.
And we know what we owe you. But this is the reason why I'm saying that America is again in a very strong position to do something on this measures and for...
During a joint appearance with French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris, Brazilian President Lula da Silva commented the ongoing violence in Gaza, describing it as a premonitional genocide. He emphasized the disappropriate impact of civilians, stating that conflict is not a war between soldiers, but an assault on women and children. Lula retired his call for the ceasefire as a two-state solution, as urging the international community to hold Israel accountable for this action. This remark has sparked diplomatic tensions, with Israel summoning Brazil's ambassador for consultation.
O que está acontecendo em Gaza não é uma guerra. O que está acontecendo em Gaza é um genocídio de um exército altamente preparado contra mulheres e crianças. É isso que está acontecendo. E é isso, contra isso, que a humanidade tem que se dignar. É contra isso que a sociedade tem que se dignar. E é contra isso que eu fico exigindo todo dia, estou ficando até um cara muito chato, que eu fico exigindo mudança no Conselho da ONU. A ONU de hoje não pode ser a ONU de 45. Ou seja, todo mundo interessa a paz. Como não interessa ao povo ucraniano. Como não interessa o sofrimento do Haiti. Ou seja, bem, desculpe a emoção, mas é triste. É triste saber que o mundo se cala diante de um genocídio em que a grande vítima não é soldado que está em guerra, mas mulheres e crianças. Isso, sinceramente, o dia que eu perder a capacidade de me dignar, eu não mereço ser dirigente do meu país. Por isso, desculpa. O que está acontecendo em Gaza não é uma guerra.
Elon Musk and Donald Trump's one strong alliance began to unravel in early June 2025, following a public favorite all over one big beautiful big act, a sweeping tax and spending proposal. Musk criticized the bill as a distinguishing appointment, as accusing the Trump of facial irresponsibility, and alleged that he was never shown the bill before its passage. Trump responded by expressing disappointment in Musk and threatening to revoke government's subsidies for Musk's companies.
I have given it to some, but it goes to very special people, and I thought I'd give it to Elon as a presentation from our country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. You took a lot. The luck on this is amazing.
That's right. A large lot.
Well, let me say perhaps a few words that this is not the end of Doge, but really the beginning. My time as a special government employee necessarily had to end. It was a limited time thing. It's 134 days, I believe, which ends in a few days. So that it comes with a time limit. But the Doge team will only grow stronger over time. The Doge influence will only grow stronger. It's I liken it to sort of Buddhism. It's like a way of life. So it is permeating throughout the government. And I'm confident that over time we'll see $1 trillion of savings and a reduction in $1 trillion of waste and fraud reduction. The calculations of the Doge team thus far, in terms of an FY25 to FY26 delta, are over 160 billion, and that's climbing. We expect that number will probably go over 200 billion soon. So I think the Doge team is doing an incredible job. They're going to continue doing an incredible job, and I'll continue to be visiting here and be a friend and advisor to the president, and I look forward to times being back in this amazing room. By the way, isn't this incredible? Look at this incredible. It's stunning. I think the way that the Oval Office, how the president has just completely redone the Oval Office. It's beautiful. I love the gold on the ceiling.
Thank you. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's been there a long time. That was plaster. Nobody ever really saw it. They didn't know the eagle was up there, and we highlighted. It's essentially it's a landmark, a great landmark, and that's 24 karat gold, and everybody loved it, and now they all see it when they come in. So it's been good.
The Oval Office finally has the.
I have.
Israel airstrikes targeted Hezbollah drone production sites in Beirut southern suburbs, sending plumes of smoke billowing into the sky. Prior to the attacks, Israel issued evacuation warnings, prompting residents to flee the area. The Lebanese government condemned the strikes as violation of international agreements. This escalation marks the southern a fourth such incident since the November 2024 ceasefire. Well, this is the wrap of the bulletins. For more news updates, stay tuned to CVR English News.